Moki, my beautiful sister Podium, kúṣẹ́ takuntakun Moki, Moki gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ YSDM, Moki ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà, Moki Yoruba One Voice, Moki àwọn brother mi Ògèdèngbé Global Directorate, Moki the Yoruba Central Office, Moki gbogbo ọmọ Yoruba káàkiri, Moki the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination, Professor Adebanji Akitoye, the Oracle, Moki deputy wa Chief Banji Ayeloge, Moki gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n darí ètò ní gbẹ̀ntọ̀gbẹ̀ntọ̀ ní state kankan ní gbogbo ibi tó lókàlùkù wá wà ní gbogbo group, you know, so many groups, Yoruba Nation Ọ̀yọ́, Ṣómólú Bariga Ìfẹ́lódùn, you know, mélòó la fẹ́ dárúkọ, àwọn akọni obìnrin, Moki individual media that are campaigning for the Yoruba self-determination, Moki gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa tẹ́ ń bá wa gbé ètò náà tẹ́ ń jẹ́ kó rìn ju bó ṣe jẹ́ kó rìn lọ. Mo wá kí gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá, mo kí gbogbo balẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan, mo kí gbogbo ibi tí àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe wà, mo kí ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí, mo kí àwọn kìrìsìtẹ́nì, mo kí gbogbo wa pé a tún káàbọ̀ sórí ètò náà. Ọláyọmí Kóìkì lèmi ń jẹ́. Kàgbéga, kàgbéga, ìgbàgbọ́, àti bẹ̀rù, kàṣiṣẹ́, 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 ìṣọ̀kan, ìkẹjẹ́, tẹ̀síwájú, fọkọyẹwé, àtòhun, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Odùduwà bọ́ sí ipò. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Aago mẹ́rin ló ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ lò ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa. Kí lago wí lọ́dọ̀ tiyín lọ́hùn? Mo máa ń kí ẹ àbúrò mi, ọ̀rẹ́ mi àtàtà, Rẹ̀mí official, mo fi tẹlẹ́dùmarè mo fi kí ẹ. Ọbáfẹ́mi Ọbago, mo máa ń kí yín. Òyìnrìndé Táíwò, ẹni ẹ káàárọ̀, mo kí yín. Ayọ̀mí Kúndámíjù, àbúrò mi dáadáa, nílùú Amẹ́ríkà, gbogbo yín lẹ̀ ń ṣe dáadáa. Mo kí African Confidential, mo kí ìyàwó Agbémilékè, Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè á bá ń dúró tì yín. Mo máa ń kí Sheikh Imam Nazel, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò, mo ní assalamu alaikum. Mo kí ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa. Century Port, mo kí yín. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí gbogbo platforms wa níbi tí a ti ń gbé ètò yìí kalẹ̀. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ṣé ó clear dáadáa lọ́dọ̀ yín? Mo níṣẹ́ ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tí a ti ń lára wa lóòye nípa pé gbogbo bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ nínú Nàìjíríà, ǹjẹ́ ṣé ká tún máa ronú fún election ní 2027 àbí ká tètè máa bára wa sòtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀, kódó ọ̀rọ̀, àti pé kí ló dé gan tí a ṣe wà nínú ibi tí a wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Mo ṣì ń bọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹ jẹ́ ká tún lọ gbọ́ ìkéde.
On the 2nd of December 2023, Yoruba community will be holding a Thanksgiving program where we shall be meeting in person. Yoruba dignitaries, leaders, men and women of substance. This Thanksgiving is not only meant to promote Yoruba unity, harmony and to speak in one voice, but also to give a worthy of thanks to Almighty for the privilege and opportunity so far. Yoruba Thanksgiving Day scheduled for Saturday, 2nd of December 2023 from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time at Abadasha Asham College. This roadside, Pips Road, London, SE14 5SF UK. 135 Pips Road, London, SE14 5SF. Convened and fully supported by Yoruba UK Central Office, KOIKIMEDIA, Bedu Magazine, Dr. Zabi Talk Show, YWC Worldwide, Zamfis FM. Ticket is totally free. Just go to Eventbrite, check for the first Yoruba community in UK. Meet and greet Thanksgiving. Click on the link to register yourself and as many as you want to come along with you. Free of charge. Please note, our ticket is based on first come, first serve. For more inquiries, sponsor or advert placement, send us an email ecco@yukgb.org, or you can call or WhatsApp us on 073-671-52852 or 073-940-56266. Also 077-609-86460. Yoruba Thanksgiving Day, bringing unity to the Yoruba nation. Announcer, Yoruba World Media.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ní on the 2nd of December next month, there will be a Yoruba Day. Mo kí Mr. Yomi Benson olórúkọ mi. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí TikTok. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí Ayọ̀mí Kúndámíjù lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, a brother and also a lover of Yoruba nationalist. Alan Conde, mo kí yín nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. It's 5 o'clock in southwest of what is called Nigeria, which is like almost 1 hour ahead of UK. Mo kí Pinky Dora, mo kí Ìwà Pẹ̀lú Ẹ̀wà, mo kí Kúnlé Bakers, Easy Dollar, mo kí ẹ. Mo wá kí ní gbogbo ibi tí olúkálùkù wa bá wà. I always love to have my map because there's just something that I love about my map, which is, it tells me around the world. It is a beautiful thing to know that the world is a beautiful place, but unfortunately, the Nigeria that we would have loved to be is not working for us. Mo kí yín tẹ́tí darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Gani Olóyèdé, mo kí yín. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ pé ẹ káàárọ̀. Mo kí bàbá Akíntóyè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ìgbòho Òòṣà, nígbà tí mo tún sùn lọ, mo tún rí mẹ́sẹ̀gì olóyè Ìgbòho, ani coordinator. Ẹ ti rí eléyìí ṣá? Àní bá mi, báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe ń rí gbogbo eléyìí? N tó máa ń jẹ́ pé he's very confident, he's very he knows what is going on around, and one thing is we gotta be grateful for somebody like that. So tabawara wọn tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ sí Olóyè Ìgbòho, we must go after them. Only got one more face, but I took that back because of the social media rules. We must go after them and ask questions. Why are you trying to pull down somebody like Dr. Olóyè Sunday Igboho? Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà ní ìlú Amẹ́ríkà fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tẹ́ ń ṣe. Mo máa ń kẹ́yìn bàbá mi tí ẹ wà ní ìlànà Canada. Mo wá kí gbogbo Yorùbá tó ṣì ń represent Nigeria. We must also thank you so much, Mr. Not Forsaken, for liking the video. Ẹ bá wa pín, ẹ bá wa bọ̀wọ̀ lù, ẹ jẹ́ kó káàkiri gbogbo ilé. Yorùbá radio ó ń bọ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí, iṣẹ́ ń lọ lórí ẹ̀. I'm talking about the unit itself. It will be coming to your doorstep very soon. Wọ́n ṣètò lé lórí. From what I'm told, it's still in the production unit. So very soon, we would have the opportunity to, to have our own unit. Ìyá mi alálùbáríkà, Ìyábọ̀ Olúbùnmi Olúwọlé tí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ yín mọ́ mi. Mo wá kí gbogbo yín beautiful, beautiful sisters. Yorùbá ló ní ẹwà, ló ní àṣà, ló ní ọgbọ́n, nítorí pé Yorùbá nation tá à ń béèrè fún yìí. Àwọn kan ní Kóìkì, ìntẹ́gbé dání, ìntó dání, àmọ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ fi ọgbọ́n tó pọ̀. Ìyẹn làwọn ṣe ń wo ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu pé ká má dànù, pé kò lè sọ pé òun náà mọ bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ. Àmọ́ àwa ń gbé sórí eré nítorí pé kọ́lọ̀ fún lẹ́mìí gúngùn àti àlàáfíà, torí pé ọjọ́ yẹn ó ń lọ ní countdown. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ń bẹ ní Belgium, Tony Aegis. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí Frank Abiola. Mo máa ń kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tìlú Dublin. Látìtọ́ àwọn kan àjọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò yìí ni, but ìrìn àjò náà ti pín sí méjì, nítorí pé àwọn apá kan wà wọ́n náwọn tẹ̀lé bàbá Akíntóyè, right wọ́n ní ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo wa. Bàbá náwọn tẹ̀lé Olóyè Ìgbòho nítorí pé Olóyè Ìgbòho ó ti múlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwa. Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àwa ò ní dẹ́yìn kúrò lẹ́yìn bàbá wa Olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà. Ẹ bá ń sọ pé Ìgbòho Òòṣà, we stand with him gidigba. Yorùbá nation kò kí ń ṣe eré. Yorùbá nation kò ń ṣe tíyàn lọ ń rà ní Tesco àbí ní Shoprite. Yorùbá nation or self-determination pàfẹ́ gba country. Bàbá lẹ́kìtì ẹ̀ tí sùn. Bàbá mi lẹ́kìtì, àwọn ni chairman Yorùbá home-based media. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun bàbá. Bóyá ẹ wà lórí àdúrà ni àdúrà náà a máa gbà. Mo wá kí gbogbo yín Kristẹni, ìṣọ́ òru ń lọ káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. We are not here to sit down and condemn any religion. Neither are we fighting because of religion. We are fighting. À ń jà nítorí ọjọ́ ọ̀la. Bí bàbá Lẹ́kìtì náà ṣe máa ń sọ, mo kí Masbi, mo kí ní Benin Republic. Àwọn tó bá náà wọ́n ṣe Yorùbá nation, èmi á máa béèrè pé ǹjẹ́ tó fẹ́ dìbò ní 2027 ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá? Ǹjẹ́ tó ń prepare pé tó bá tún di 2027 ẹ̀ tún máa tẹ̀ka? Bóyá Tinubu máa jáde kò ní jáde àmọ́. Bóyá wọ́n máa fún ní ticket wọ́n ní fún ní ticket. Bóyá Peter Obi máa jáde, bóyá Atiku máa padà, bóyá Wike máa jáde, bóyá Rufai máa jáde. Kò tí èní nìkan la mọ̀. Ọba Elédùmarè kò fi ọ̀la wọn wá, àmọ́ ó fi wọn àwọn kan through the spiritual realm. Ìyẹn la ṣe máa sọ pé what God cannot do does not exist. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí bàbá wa Ìbà Gani Adams lógún ọ̀fẹ́. Mo wá ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà. tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà wọ́n fún wọn ní gbogbo tó ń fẹ́, tó fún wọn ní wọ́kìtọ́kì tó ń ṣiṣẹ́, tíjọba gbé gbogbo mo fẹ́ mú àwọn ọmọ ní bus stop lánàá, mo arọ́ ọlọ́pàá yẹn tó dúró, mo ní how are you sir, mo ní it's Friday, ó ní yes. Ẹ mọ reason tí ọlọ́pàá ṣe máa ń wà ní bus stop. Àwa náà láwọn ọmọ tó máa ń fẹ́ ṣe ìlépa. Security is important. Èmi á máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní ìlú Èkìtì pé ṣé police are they your friends? Màá máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Kogi state pé ṣé ọlọ́pàá ṣé ọ̀rẹ́ yín ni wọ́n? Màá máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Anambra pé are police your friend? Àbí Isba ni ọ̀rẹ́ yín ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní northern part of Nigeria? Tó o bá máa tán pè ní Isba, lọ wò lórí social media kó wo àrà tó ń dá ní north. Ẹ̀yà ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wá. Ìran Ìgbò ó yàtọ̀ sí ìran Yorùbá. Ìran Yorùbá ó yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀yà míì. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ pé àwa gangan lọ́ba Elédùmarè tó dá, ó dá wa pé má wàá wò pé àwa tá wà nílùú òyìnbó. Nígbà tí mo jí mo rí sísítà mi Lady K kọ́lọ̀ bá ń dúró tiẹ̀, òun náà ti ń lo mọ́fìlà báwa náà ṣe ń lò báyìí. Oní òtútù yìí pọ̀ abáramu. Ìlúkíbi tó bá wà ọ̀nà ọ̀bẹ Elédùmarè bá ń dúró tiẹ̀. More any of our time. Ó sacrifice. Gbogbo tó bá ní lọ́wọ́ nísìn, she deserve it. But ṣé gbogbo wa náà la máa sá kúrò níbi tí ilẹ̀ ń dùn dọ̀mdọ̀m, ó lọ́ra, ó ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Mo mọ̀ pé ètò tí mò ń ṣe léraléra ni, so sometimes ẹ lè má catch up. Tó bá lè wo èyí tí mo ṣe lánàá, lọ wo rẹ́kọ̀dì iye tí ó ń jáde àbí iye tó yẹ kó padà sí Nàìjíríà when it comes to the export láti 1995 títí dé 2021. Wàá máa béèrè pé kí ló dé tí wọ́n ṣe títì ìlú Èkìtì? Àtẹ̀dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Sanwó-Olú, owó díẹ̀díẹ̀ tó ń wọlé lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, mo rí pé wọ́n náà ti ṣe Yaba flyover. Ẹ túbọ̀ bá wa máa connect. We need to open up every part of Yoruba land through infrastructure, through technology, through security. Ó ṣe kókó, ó ṣe pàtàkì. Nítorí pé mo kí ẹ Ọlánìpẹ̀kun àbúrò mi dáadáa, Ọlọ́run bá ń dúró tiẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà ní Ifọ̀ local government. Mo kí Ìyá Jagun. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn akíkanjú. Kódà mo kí àwọn gómìnà wa náà, wọ́n kú gbìyànjú. But we expect them to do more láti lè protect àwọn èèyàn wa. Nítorí pé àwọn ní agbára wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Báwa bá jókòó síbí tá à ń pe attention àwọn gómìnà yín, kò ń ṣe pé à ń disrespect wọn. We just want them to know that our people need support. Àwọn èèyàn wa need assistant. Kí ni àwọn gómìnà yín máa ṣe? Mo kí bàbá mi Túndé Dáúdà. Mo kí ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé aago 4 ó kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 9 lénìí ọjọ́ 4 oṣù kọkànlá ọdún 2023. Ṣé mo gbà bàbá lẹ́kìtì? Torí mo ń kọ́ Yorùbá lọ́dọ̀ yín. Ẹ mọ̀ pé bọ́gà àti KFC táwa ń jẹ, ó ń jẹ́ kí bọ́gà àti KFC táwa ń jẹ ó ń gbá Yorùbá kúrò lẹ́nu wa. Mo wá ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé ǹjẹ́ bí a ṣe ń wo in tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ìjọ ń dùn mọ́ wa nínú? Àwa ò jókòó síbí bàbá lẹ́kìtì ní I am the best, Yorùbá mi ti dá nìyẹn. Bọ̀ tó jẹ́ kí n wá jókòó sí ìlú Èkìtì, ìlú tó lọ́ràá, ìlú tó ní gbogbo nǹkan. Lóòótọ́ ohun mi ní ìlú òyìnbó, but after 25 years èmi lèmi ń sọ o. Mo ti sọ ti Mọ́rẹ́mí o, Lady K. Ẹ mọ̀ pé Lady K bí òun ṣe land ni, àbí wọ́n tó ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ dé, àbí wọ́n tó ti wà nínú ìlú. Aláwọn tó dé lánàá, aláwọn tó dé lóṣù kẹta, aláwọn tó dé ní last week. But fúnra wa, èmi, àsìkò ti tó, ó yẹ ká ti padà sílé. Ó yẹ ká ti padà sílé, kájọ máa dá oko, ní mechanized farming. Àmọ́ lẹ́nìí tí a bá wo ìrìn àjò ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, a rí pé ó dà pé àwọn northerners wọ́n sọ fún wa pé ká lọ máa múra sílẹ̀ torí pé àwọn máa febi pa wá. Wọ́n ní gbogbo tó ń jẹ oúnjẹ táwọn ń gbé wá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn máa stop ẹ̀ tó máa fi di end of this year, because tá a bá calculate ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ wọ́n náà fúnjọba ní ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin, lẹ́yìn ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin kan àwọn tó máa ṣe bí ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin. Ká ṣáà sọ pé give and take, there might be food shortage in Yoruba territory, and we must start thinking about that. Ẹ má yẹ ká mú ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yẹn, ẹ má yẹ ká fi ṣeré, ẹ má yẹ ká dúró pé ó lè má rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ lè lọ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. But àwa tí a jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ jẹ́ ká wá máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ìjọba wa pé kí ló dé tí farming kò kí ń ṣe business tó yẹ kó invest sí? Kí ló dé tó jẹ́ pé farming kò kí ń ṣe business tó yẹ kó gbé owó rẹpẹtẹ sí nínú ẹ̀? Kí ló fà á? Nítorí pé àsìkò tá à ń wò yìí tó ń lọ níwájú wa yìí kó má bá wa lójijì. The North are not joking. They are making a threat, but their threat should not worry us. But we must prepare ahead. Lótìtọ́, the government of Bola Tinubu can speak to them and say, ẹ má dá Ìgbòho lóhùn. Àwọn ọ̀ràn níṣẹ́, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá nation ló ń púṣẹ̀, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá nation ni wọ́n ń tì, ẹ̀yẹn máa gbóúnjẹ wá sí south. But ìjọ kan máa dé o, ìjọ kan máa dé. It might be in the next 10 years. Èmi kàn ń wo the longer picture. Ìjọ kan máa dé that in tó ń sọ yẹn might eventually be reality. But ká tó tẹ̀síwájú, oríṣiríṣi àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n ní oríṣiríṣi ètò. Mo kí Àjíà Nafisa, mo kí yín. Oríṣiríṣi iṣẹ́ ni àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń ṣe. Àwọn kan náà pera wọn ní Oòduà Progressive Union. Àwọn náà ní program táwọn fẹ́ ṣe. Ọmọ Yorùbá ní oríṣiríṣi nǹkan táwọn fẹ́ ṣe. But tiwa ni pé tó bá ti jẹ́ Yorùbá náà ló ń ṣe. Lóòótọ́ a mọ̀ pé ìrìn àjò Yorùbá nation tá gbé dání is a divided movement. Nítorí pé apá kan ti ní àwọn ọ̀nà táwọn fi gbà ó yàtọ̀ sọ́nà tí bàbá Akíntóyè fi gbà. Wọ́n dẹ̀ náwọn làwọn mọ̀ ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá wa lẹ́kìtì tó bá náwọn gbóúnjẹ wá, ẹ jẹ́ kó gbóúnjẹ wọn sí north. Èmi àti ẹni kó bá wa gbóúnjẹ yẹn lọ sí Borno ní IDP camp. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n tí àwọn Oòduà Progressive Union ìyẹn ti Maryland wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki, àwọn náà ní culture wa ta fi gbé wá. In tó bá dẹ̀ ti jẹ́ culture, kí là ń pè ní culture? Ó wà lára ta ṣe jókòó. Gbogbo ohun tọ́mọ Yorùbá bá ń ṣe níta àti tó ń ṣe nínú ilé, tó bá ti dórí desk KOIKIMEDIA tí mo ti rí pé ìran Yorùbá ní, ó dá ẹja bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Ẹja gbọ́n tí wọ́n fi sọ.
Oòduà Progressive Union Maryland chapter certificate. Progressive Union Maryland chapter, a social-cultural organization committed to the advancement of Yoruba social-cultural values, preservation of the Yoruba language, heritage and beliefs, invite all, most especially sons and daughters of Oòduà, to this year's Heritage and Cultural Day. Date is Sunday, 3rd December 2023. Venue, 9816 Liberty Road, Roundstown, Maryland, 21133, United States of America. Time, 4 p.m. Featuring Ewu chanting, battle token drum display, Yoruba cultural dance, and awards presentation. while a popular Yoruba musician will spice up the event. Come and witness a display of the culture that stand the test of time on Sunday, 3rd December 2023 in America. Odua Progressive Union's Heritage and Cultural Day. You can't afford to miss it. Odua Bewao. Announcer Chief Dixon Olugboti, aka Alepepe of Baltimore, Maryland, USA.
wọ́n ní nílùú Amẹ́ríkà ìyẹn ní December 3rd táwa bá ń ṣe tiwa ní December, mo kí bàbá wa Ọmọṣẹ́bí ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. December 2nd Yorùbá Day ìyẹn ń bẹ ní London. tó bá máa fi di ìjọ́ kejì ìwọ tó bá wà nílùú Amẹ́ríkà ẹ̀yin náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn ní 9816 Liberty Road, Randallstown, MD 21133. ṣé mọ̀ pé àwa náà kò ṣe pé a ní postcode nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. tí ẹ bá mọ nǹkan pè ní logistics ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó wà labroad. Is one of the biggest business in the world. Logistics. ṣé mọ̀ pé bí state kankan ṣe wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ó yẹ ká lè máa sọ pé bàbá lẹ́kìtì ẹ bá mi lọ post kìíní yẹn mo lè gbọ́dọ̀ rí gbà láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì. That is what they call logistics. It is one of the biggest industry in the world. Biggest industry. So gbogbo àwọn nuts tó ń threaten pé àwọn ò ní gbóúnjẹ wá èmi á ní káwa ọmọ Yorùbá ká má fi ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ eré but àwa kọ́ la máa ṣerú ètò yẹn. Look, gbogbo àwọn tó ní àwọn ṣe farming lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn we don't have the kind of capacity to do farming. Táwọn governors ni ọba invest in it kò lè débi kankan rárá. Mo kí bàbá Olúfọlábí ṣeun. Allen Conde sọ pé 10 years is too long my brother. These northerners are evil. We have to stop eating their food stuff but we must also prepare. This is where àwọn gómìnà wa iṣẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn láti ṣe. They have a big role to play. They have a vital role right now to prepare the Yoruba food storage. Something that can last us for the next 10 years. We must prepare ahead for the eventuality of what we don't know. Ama wanu Nigeria ni, ni sinu Nigeria ni. We must prepare. We must not take their threat as pé kò matter. I'm not going to play their video again. It is not worth it. Gbogbo ala ti gbọ́, en tó bá ti gbọ́, ẹ lọ sórí social media ẹ bá níbẹ̀. So, àwa tá wà ní ilé Ọmọdámiláre mo kí yín káàárọ̀ sà. Àtàwa tá wà níta àwọn tó jẹ́ ìjọba state wa àwọn representatives wa, this is not the time for them to sleep. This is the time now ó gbọ́dọ̀ invest in our people. Yoruba first. Tẹ́ bá like gbogbo outfit tí mo wọ̀ yìí àwọn ọmọlúàbí Yoruba apparel àwọn lọ ní Mr. Koiki wọn mọ̀ pé bàbá lẹ́kìtì ti ní ẹ jẹ́ kó dé ìsàlẹ̀ náà màá bá yín sọ fún wọn àmọ́ wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki ẹ̀yin ní bàbá Yorùbá ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa jáde ẹ bá wa máa wọ ilé torí pé eléyìí làwọn afẹ́fẹ́ polongo Yorùbá nation ní Amẹ́ríkà àti gbogbo àgbáyé. So tí wọn náà bá wá like o lè lọ sórí website wọn www.yorubaapparel.com. mo ti kí yín ẹ̀gbọ́n mi bí akẹ́ tó wọlé màá tún kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Tony Ages. báwọn èèyàn bá pè mí wá ní Mr. Koiki láti Belgium bá ṣe ń wò lú yẹn èmi àtẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá ṣó mọ̀ pé níbi tí technology délé ní tó bá gbé mọ́tò ẹ kúrò ní Belgium tó bá lọ sí Germany àbí any European country, mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ wo the importance of security. Ní topic kan láàárọ̀ yìí, a kàn move around different aspects of conversation torí pé late night broadcast lélẹ̀. Mo kí àwọn family tèmi náà. Wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki, mo lọ sí ṣé Germany kan náà àwọn lọ. Àwọn wà ní Belgium. Àwọn àtìyàwó wọn ní káwọn drive lọ. Mo kí bàbá wa pẹ̀lú mi. Ẹ káàbọ̀. Mo kí lọ́ọ̀yà pẹ̀lú mi náà. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn lawyers wa. Mo kí bàbá Fálànà náà. Mo kí bàbá wa Afẹ́ Babalọ́lá. Gbogbo àwọn bàbá yẹn ti ń dàgbà. Kọ́lọ̀ túbọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí. Kódà mo kí Elizabeth Mọ́tò. Èmi láǹfààní àti délé mo láǹfààní àti délé bàbá yẹn. Àgbàlá nílé bàbá yẹn. Bàbá tó ní Elizabeth Motors. I had the opportunity láti débẹ̀. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ní wọ́n ní àwọn àti ìyàwó àwọn rìnrìn àjò. Ó dàbí ẹni tó fẹ́ drive láti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí Nàìjíríà lọ sí Benin Republic. TJ bàbá mo kí ẹ. Wọ́n ní nígbà táwọn dé Belgium àwọn dé Germany, àwọn ti padà sí Belgium. Ẹmọ̀ èèyàn lè drive lọ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣe weekend lọ. Àṣẹ nígbà táwọn délùú yẹn bóyá àwọn overspeed díẹ̀, ṣó mọ̀ pé ticket láti ìlú yẹn wọ́n sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí wọn ní ìlú táwọn ń gbé ní Belgium. The Nigeria today, mo rí pọ́n náà wọ́n fi ṣe census, wọ́n fi kà wá. I pity àwọn tí wọ́n ń defend Nigeria. Right yín ni. It is your fundamental right to defend Nigeria. But defending Nigeria today, you are helping the Western country. You are also helping Lugard, Totiku, Kezo Bobby Muki. Àwọn ọmọ ìrànmọ́ aládé, àwọn ọmọ tí Elédùmarè dáadáa. Okay, ìlú àjàkálẹ̀ virus ní Ìlaramọ̀kì. Okay, Ìyàbọ̀ bastard yẹn. Let me say this clearly. The governors of the Southwest must not sit back and do nothing. Bàbá mi Àgbájé Wàsíù Fẹ́mi mo kí yín. TJ bàbá òkúṣẹ́ takuntakun. Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè á dúró ti gbogbo wa. Àtẹ̀yìntẹ̀ wà nílé àtàwátàwà ní ẹ̀yìn odi. The governors must now start drawing. Kò ń ṣe pé ní template. I was looking at the Dawn laptop in unnecessary there, but my try tí bá ti ṣe lẹ́ǹkan. Wọ́n pa àwọn kan ní Dawn Commission, DAWN. Mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lánàá, but mo ráyè débẹ̀. They have a very good roadmap. How many of you ló mọ àwọn tó ń pè ní Dawn Commission? DAWN. I'll give you a background of what they do. These, we expect them now to continue to talk to the governors láti pump owó sínú farming sector in the southwest of Nigeria today. Grains, okay, TJ ni, I heard about it from you before. Okay, màá wá fún yín ní background wọn dáadáa nísìn. Ṣé rí mo rí ọmọọba Abiodun Grace, màá tẹ̀ ní láti ṣe follow up pẹ̀lú bóyá ẹ máa send owó sí wọn ni wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ bá mi ṣe photocopy. He has a template of roadmap tí bàbá Olówó gbé dání. I don't know how he had it, you know, I don't know, but mo rí lọ́wọ́ wọn níjọ́ kan. Ṣé rí kò sí nǹkan tí wọ́n fi ṣe láyé yìí, especially when you are trying to run a country. There must be a roadmap, there must be a plan, there must be what we can say short-term goals and long-term goals. So the Dawn Commission is the dedicated technocrat institution for the sustainable development of Southwest region. Dawn Commission was set up by the government of Southwest State of Nigeria as the institutional and program management body to midwife their regional integration agenda. Òyìnbó yẹn ti pọ̀ jù, ẹ jẹ́ n gbé wálẹ̀ díẹ̀ ká tó tún continue. Ìtàn jẹ́ kó yé wa nínú ìntìmọ̀ ká yẹn torí pé aláwọn ìyá wa kan kò ṣe pé wọ́n gbọ́ yìnbó àmọ́ Yorùbá yẹn ó dùn mọ́ wọn lẹ́nu ju English lọ. Dawn Commission àwọn gómìnà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn ni wọ́n kó papọ̀ pé láti máa jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kó máa ní ìtẹ̀síwájú ìwọ̀nba dẹni tí wọ́n lè ṣe for now nítorí pé a ṣì wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Tó bá jẹ́ pé a wà nínú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gangan ni kò ń ṣàwà nìkan la fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo àwọn eléyìí náà times ìyẹn mo ṣe ń wọ́ndà táwọn kan bá ní àwọn ti gba country ibo la fẹ́ àwọn eléyìí sí. Because àwa nìkan kọ́ lọ́mọ Yorùbá lóòótọ́ àwa kàn ń wo pé Yorùbá country yẹn làwa fẹ́ dúró lé. Irú àwọn eléyìí nísìnyí they are still working within the confinement or within the template of what is called Nigeria today in Southwest. But gbogbo roadmap tó bá ní àfigbé nǹkan lọ báyìí tí federal bá wò dó Tinubu ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ nísìn so Tinubu lè ní ọmọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni ẹ lọ máa ṣe lọ ṣèbí bí Babangida náà ṣe bó ṣe tún Minna ṣe nìyẹn ẹ lọ wo gbogbo ọ̀nà Minna èmi ò tí ì dé bẹ́ẹ̀rì but àwọn tó ti lọ sí Minna wọ́n tẹ́ gbogbo ọ̀nà yẹn lọ ni Julius Berger ló ṣe gbogbo iṣẹ́ yẹn ibi tó náwó sí nìyẹn. So Tinubu náà nísìnyí this is the time láti ná owó rẹpẹtẹ sí Southwest but kò mí pé a ní lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá láti dá dúró because ṣe rí the power of the presidency or the power of any prime minister or president or head of state anywhere in the world. This is the map. Actually, I love this, my beautiful map. The power of that means that kò sí tí wọ́n lè ṣe. Mo kí àwa unit Ládìpọ̀, mo kí èyí GRO, mo kí Alájì, mo kí Alájà, mo kí babaláwo, mo kí ìyáláwo, mo kí gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe, mo kí gbogbo Pentecost, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀sìn kankan. Èmi ò jókòó ìjà ẹ̀sìn níbí. Àwọn tó ń jàjà ẹ̀sìn wọ́n ní làákàyè. Now, roadmap tí àwọn Dawn Commission yìí fi ṣe ni pé tẹ́ bá lọ sórí website wọn tí mo wà nínú ẹ̀ nísìn ẹ káàárọ̀ ìyá mi Eunice Ládìpọ̀. Àwọn tó bá fẹ́ lọ ṣe early morning shift nílùú òyìnbó wọ́n ti jí látago 3 because iṣẹ́ mi wà o gbọ́dọ̀ débi iṣẹ́ yẹn ní aago 5 ìmí aago 6 so o máa jí 1 hour before the time. Gbogbo àwọn iṣẹ́ làwa náà ti ṣe so tẹ́ bá rí mi tí mò ń ṣe iṣẹ́ báyìí nísìn mo fi ń ṣírò pé tó bá jẹ́ pé mo fi lọ sáré fagbùrù tí mo sáré fi lọ ṣe cleaning job kan màá ti jí jáde láàárọ̀ yìí but ìyàtọ̀ ni pé inú ilé ni mo jókòó sí but iṣẹ́ kan náà la ṣe ń ṣe. Mo dẹ̀ ti sùn dáadáa because I slept very early yesterday. Ọmọ mi gan wà tí mo fẹ́ set up òun ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ lọ sùn ni ó ti gbá game game àwọn kéèké òun ṣẹ̀ lọ sùn ni irú ayé tèmi náà fẹ́ kẹ́ ní nìyẹn. Mo mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn kankan Nàìjíríà náà ní gbogbo àwọn gadget facility yẹn but how many of you especially ṣé nínú kọ́bọ́kọ́bọ́ web kò ń ṣe pé àwọn kan ní good internet ní Nàìjíríà o àwọn kan lo Spectranet àwọn kan lo internet ẹ pé ó gbé gbogbo facilities nǹkan táwọn ọmọ wọn lò nínú ilé but the question is ọmọ Yorùbá mélòó yàtọ̀ sí gbogbo ẹni tó yẹ pé orí fóònù ilẹ̀ tí ń ṣe top up ẹ ní proper wifi ẹ dẹ̀ ní proper router iná ni mo tọ̀kalẹ̀ mú láti yọ kéèsì ẹ̀ ní so that kí náà yẹn kó lè reflect rẹ̀ kò ń ṣe ọ̀fẹ́. Tó bá dàárọ̀ la mo gbọ́dọ̀ fún ìyàwó mi ní owó láti fi ṣe top up iná yìí torí pé tí n bá top it up gbogbo tá ń lò nínú ilé ó máa shut down. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn Dawn Commission. So nígbà tá a ti mọ̀ pé àwọn state governors ló set it up, what I am expecting now, before the dismantle, dissolution, disintegration, cleft wallets. Thank you so much. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sá. Mo wá kí gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà ní England. Ọ̀nà mẹ́ta nílùú ìpín sí. Tẹ́ bá ń wo Mayegun General, òun wà ní Scotland. Bàbá Scotland lòun àti bàbá wa Stephen Emmanuel àtàwọn ìyá wa kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wà níbẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá lọ sí Wales, irú àwọn Káyọ̀dé Mọ̀lá àtàwọn sisters mi kan. Ó yẹ kí n lọ sí Wales yẹn. Ó ti tójọ́ mẹ́ta tí mo ti débẹ̀, ó ti pẹ́ gan. Mo gbọ́dọ̀ lọ síbẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ invite me nígbà tó ṣe rally wọn kan ní some few, like last year or year before. But I have to go there hopefully next year. I can need the extra support so that kó lè jẹ́ kí àwọn ìrìnàjò yẹn kó máa lọ dáadáa. Mo kí òwe tẹ́ wà ní Birmingham, mo kí ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà ní Milton Keynes, mo wá kẹ́ ẹ̀ náà tí ẹ wà ní Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Libya, Ajani Ajala, mo kí yín, mo kí ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà ní Morocco, mo kí ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà ní United Arab Emirates. Tó o bá gbọ́ program tàná ní year kan, gbogbo gold bàbá lẹ́kìtì mo bí ẹ ṣe wà lórí ètò program tá a ṣe lánàá, mo mọ̀ bí a mo kọ sílẹ̀ gbogbo gold tí a tà síta ní ó dà pé 24th, ó dà pé bí a 20, I can't remember which of the year, United Arab Emirates ló ra gbogbo ẹ̀. So in tí ẹ̀ ń sọ fún wa ni pé àwa làwa ní raw material. United Arab Emirates ra gold yẹn lọ́wọ́ wa. Dawn Commission tó bá jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gangan ni àwa tá a sì lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà. Dawn Commission pẹ̀lú gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá a máa sọ fún gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wa pé a gbọ́dọ̀ ta raw gold wa síta. A gbọ́dọ̀ wá investors tó lè wá set up industry lórí ilẹ̀ wa láti máa bá wa produce ẹ̀ kó tó di pàwọ́ náà máa ní technology láti lè fi ṣe. But in that ṣe ni pé wàá wá gold ní Ọ̀ṣun state, mo mọ̀ bí àwọn Èkìtì ní gold, wàá wà ní gbogbo ibi tí wọ́n bá ti rí gold àti gbogbo ibi tí ó wà ní Nàìjíríà, wàá wá kó gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀, wàá wá send ẹ̀ sí United Arab Emirates to the tune of $531 million. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé rọ́lọ́pàá wọ́n mọ̀ kọ́tẹ̀ down kábàbà mọ́ fígọ̀ èmi ní lórí fóònù yìí, lórí fóònù tẹ̀ ń wò yìí mo ti sọ so many times. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ní àwọn ń sọ̀rọ̀ torí pé ní Nàìjíríà yẹn gbogbo tó ń lọ níbẹ̀ a lè wà níta lóòótọ́, kò sí sector kan táwọn èèyàn kì í bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn civil servant ni o, àwọn kinní kan ni o. Every sector we have people that are talking to us and they are giving us, Mr. Koiki n tó ń lọ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa lélẹ́yìí, ìjọ la fi máa ṣe gbogbo eléyìí dá and that. So what we are trying to say is that nílẹ̀ Yorùbá they are moving the gold. Wọ́n move gold wa, wọ́n move ẹ̀ káàkiri. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lé ẹ̀mọ́ kankan, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ dẹ̀ mọ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ kẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀, ìyẹn làwa ṣe lè bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Irú àwọn bàbá lẹ́kìtì tó dẹ̀ wà ń lé àwọn ọmọ lúkà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀, iṣẹ́ ló ń ṣe. But ìtagbédání is not against the government. Màá kọ́ fún yín ní intanwo yìí, mọ̀ kẹ́ máa fẹ́ screenshot ẹ̀, mo ní fi yẹ kó lọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Intanwo yìí gold bar ló wà nínú ẹ̀, pákó lélẹ̀ gold ló kó sínú ẹ̀. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ti ń wà, ó ń lọ sókè òkun. Continue to say you want Nigeria, come àfi wá make owó. And this was sent to me as far back as December last year. Àti fi mú ọdún kan nísìn Saturday December 24 lẹ́yìn ẹsẹ̀ wọ́n ń wé ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ orí weight ló wà yẹn, orí weight ni gold ni gbogbo tẹ́ ń wò yìí, gold ni gbogbo tẹ́ ń wò yìí láti ilẹ̀ wa náà lọ ti ń wà. So when some of you jẹ́ tó fi eléyìí wọ̀nyí kò lè bá mọ̀ pure gold raw gold ló ń wò yìí, ìwọ tó ń wò mí tó ń bú mi, raw gold láti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá òun ló ń wò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Raw gold òun ni ẹ má bínú ẹ̀dá wa lórí TikTok torí background tí mò ń lò yẹn, raw gold. But some of you cannot understand why I sit here And I sometimes goes like, what the hell is going on? Go then way. And this image was sent to me on Tuesday, November 22nd. Internet to Kimparo. Koda, money bubu paperwork. But I cannot go further more than now. Ìlú tó ń lọ, mo mọ ibi tó ń lọ. Airline tó ń gbé, mo mọ. Ibi tó ti ń bọ̀, mo mọ. All those information is in my capacity. Good. Ẹni ẹ tún send me ní Sunday, November 20. I can't move okay and what's okay there. Move carry, and I'm not gonna show this one. Alright, let me, I can give you just, this is another, it doesn't move in here. And I'll just leave it like that. I pity so many Nigerians that do not know what is going on the ground. Let's go back again to the Dawn Commission. It is therefore the dedicated coordinating agency fully empowered by the government to ensure the delivery of the composite development aspiration of the region. Mo fẹ́ ká débẹ̀ yẹn mú. Iṣẹ́ Dawn ni pé mo kí Mr. Gbenga Ayọ̀délé Odua, mo kí Odua. Iṣẹ́ Dawn Commission is to their dedicated coordinating agency fully empowered by the government to ensure the delivery of composite development aspiration of the region. There is less they can do because in Nigeria Lashiwa, but the governors of Yoruba land or Southwest Nigeria are meant to fund this commission, and they can then start doing so much within that region. But what I'm expecting them to start thinking now is, because everybody can see that this country is going to drop at some point, regardless of whether Ama Jagun, Abani Jagun, whether it's going to go in a peaceful way or not. What I expect Dawn Commission and so many other like that is to start moving faster. Now that even Tinubu is there, it's like just an extra opportunity. The North has something similar to this, and I'm sure the Southeast have as well. But it is all about the Southwest, the development of Southwest. So, in the nutshell, what has generally been adopted and known as development agenda for Western Nigeria, that is Dawn Commission. And I went to look at on their website, Dawn Roadmap, why regional integration. Why regional integration with a question mark? Dawn is an inclusive development strategy. Global citizen and Nobel laureate in literature, Professor Wole Soyinka, also from the Southwest, canvasses what it describes as regional development autonomy. The word autonomy that is used there cannot be fully activated in the present day Nigeria, because Nigeria is run through the federal system, not regional government. So the southwest part of Nigeria today do not have a full autonomy to operate. They have just limited things that they can do and they cannot do. And we can explain so many of that in different categories. Governors are in the right to probably access loan outside Nigeria, but it's also limited to what type of loan they can go for and the amount. So in the nutshell, let's break it down to our understanding. Ohun wa pé kí development kó wá rapid nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, but we do not have the full
autonomy
to do so. And the reason for that is because we are still in Nigeria. And our governors are very smart. Very, very smart. I'm not talking about Rafula and Monison. I'm taking you through the bigger picture of what we expect the Southwest region to look like. Tó bá tẹ̀lé dàbí London. Ẹ̀tẹ̀ kó dàbí bí abẹ́ Kenya díẹ̀ kó dẹ̀ ní security àti welfare, just like what we discussed yesterday. But the reason why you cannot have a state police, like I was explaining earlier, yesterday I was outside, a lot of police, tó bá dijọ́ Friday bẹ́yẹn, they increase the capacity for security and safety of the community. And gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́pàá tí mo rí lánàá, mo rí ìbọn kankan lọ́wọ́ anybody. Because you are not meant to be scared of a police. Police are meant to be there to protect. But I think report so many things, you know. I think somebody was attacked, 6 people. So, but today, many Yoruba people do not want to accept that we do not have a full
autonomy
in the present day Nigeria. What is the full meaning of
autonomy?
The right or condition of self-government. So if Dawn Commission says that is an inclusive development strategy, canvasses what it described. That is what Professor Wale Soyinka is saying. Canvassing for what they call a. This is why so many of our elites were. They are not in support of Yoruba nation yet. They are not interested in Yoruba nation, but they expect the country to be taken back to the regional government, or at least restructure. Because restructuring the country will be able to give a rapid development in our region. But that is not happening because the center is not honest in restructuring Nigeria. If Nigeria is fully restructured, you have to pull down the 1999 Constitution. And by bringing down the 1999 Constitution, you are going to give a new headways. That is why our Ninas, if you continue to look at what they are still talking about, it's still that same 1999 Constitution. Ninas want that Constitution to be pulled down. Or if you could pull it down. Why some of us are saying whether we go into restructure Nigeria, the end game will still have to be self-determination. We want the self-determination so that we can take back everything rather than trying to remain as part of that entity block. Because even if you go into restructure Nigeria or regional government, Eshimama Walabe Intonkwe in Nigeria, and that might literally mean that we cannot do much as Yoruba people. And I'll give you an example. Tí over the 30, 40 years from now, Tabashiwa in Nigeria, and we want to have our own space shuttle. So Nigeria is no, you can't. Because that is exactly what they saw. You know, we were going too fast for the other region. And I want to go west. Here is one important read. They can foresee that I want Yoruba to read. They are moving too fast. We're going to slow them down. And that is why the awakening is now coming back again. We are becoming conscious-minded. But I want to watch in Nigeria. They are not yet conscious-minded because they are looking at Nigeria as the best place to be. No, there's nothing called Nigeria. It is just the name. We own the territorial space called Nigeria. There is the Yoruba land, there's the Igbo land, there's the Middle Belt, there's the northern part of Nigeria, or the northern part. But orúkọ yẹn nìkan ló change. If the name was not changed in 1914, we would still be Yoruba Kingdom or whatever we were hearing as at the time. But because the name was changed by the West in 1914, that is the reason why we are now stuck to be called Nigerians. Till Waba changed in 1914, we will not be hearing this word Nigeria. Nigeria is not something that was just pulled down from the heaven. No. Lugard gave that name on behalf of the British Empire in 1914. So we want to save Nigeria, we want to remain Nigeria. No, there was nothing called Nigeria prior before 1914. So development autonomy is a potent argument for the need to leverage, repress, commune assets, talent, resources located within a region by sidetracking limitations on all by inchoate Nigerian federalism. Just like what I was saying. We want development, but we are in a country that is not going to give you that development. Many of you have graduated, but you are kind of stuck. Not that your brain is not ready to function to help the development, but some of you just need access to a small support. And what is that? You need security and you need electricity. You need money. You need to probably go and further more and come back. But all these has been taken away from us due to the fact that Nigeria, the moment that we leave Nigeria, I'm talking about the name because we still own that territorial space. The moment that name comes off and we become who we are with full autonomy, your governor does not have full autonomy of what is happening on their resources in the state, the asset. Because every state, whatever resources that is in that state is not to be used for you, because that is the federal government to decide how and what they do with it. Alex Mamu, good morning. So when some of you argue that we will save Nigeria because we can work to fix it, no, there is nobody that can fix it. It is not fixable. What we can do is we can unbundle it, unbundle Nigeria, and allow everybody to shine. Whether you're in the northern part of Nigeria, whether you're in the southeast, whether you're in Shekiri, even to the smallest ethnic group in Nigeria, everyone has a unique of what they can do. Look, even if it's to sell their culture alone to us, it can transform to something. So the expectation that a lot of you wants to keep Nigeria and fix it, this is what some wanted to do, but it was never ready to be fixed. The northern part of Nigeria even said that they were not ready for independence. Well, now we're ready. But today now, they've tasted the power. They know the importance of power. And that is why they are looking at whatever Tinubu is doing now, they will give him the opportunity to do it. But what happened after Tinubu has completed his tenure? The least Tinubu can do right now is to push more development to the southwest, push more development to the southeast. But that does not mean that the breakup of Nigeria should not happen. Great giant, good morning. But what we are saying today is that going back to the Dawn Commission, and I'm going to read that back again. Development autonomy. We want development. A lot of you are now looking up to, okay, let me put it this way. 1998, the technology was not there for you to be able to see what is going on outside Nigeria. So you'll probably see some pictures either in black and white uploaded somewhere or brought to you in Nigeria or more. So be thank you abroad delay. You might find you better what that be heaven by. Fast forward 25 years now. I can go out now and I can go live and I can show you what London looks like. And you're like, so we London don't so no. So could put development lo dibe. England, Scotland, and Wales, they run different parliaments. Òfin tó ń lò ní Scotland ó yàtọ̀ sí òfin tó ń lò ní England. Maybe some of you don't know that. Ọmọ tó bí sí Scotland is a Scottish citizen, but they are still under the United Kingdom. Ọmọ tó bí sí England ló bí sí. England lè mi wá. The part of ibi tèmi wà ní UK is called England. The other part, tí Máyégún wà lókè lọ́hùn, is called Scotland. Now, ọmọ tèmi bí sí England. Ṣé mo pé tó bá fẹ́ lọ kàwé ní Scotland? Ọmọ Scotland ní better opportunity ju ọmọ tí wọ́n bí sí England lọ, even though we are still on the same block. And that is why they've used the education system láti sọ fún gbogbo wa pé the northern part of Nigeria is not very strong educational wise. That means pé tó bá tẹ̀ ní zero gan in their Moki Grammar Comfort Adeleye, Moki our Comfort, Moki Kunle Bakers, Moki our Comfort Ologunjana. Tí ẹ bá rántí, a lot of you are doing very well in the exam, especially tẹ́ bá ti ṣe JAMB, but you are not likely to get to your university of your choice as against somebody coming from the northern part of Nigeria. That has been going on for years. It is only now that we are asking questions that kilo de ten ton wala ti north, Tony small cut off mark, odele wo unilag. Iwo tí ó jẹ́ indigene of Southwest. Oh, look, what a lot of you then start doing is, which is what is happening. You are bribing yourself into the university of your choice. Good morning, Mr. Oye Scobis. Majority of those that wants to, some of you wants to go and study in the north or the east or wherever, but majority of you end up paying through the back end. Mokiba Baba Jimo. Owó lẹ́san tẹ́ fi wọnú Unilag. Owó lẹ́san tẹ́ fi wọ OAU. Owó lẹ́san tẹ́ fi wọ, Ekiti, Ado Ekiti and all that. I'm not talking about the private university now. I'm talking about the federal and the state institution. It should never be like that. Moki Odishola Germany. It should never be like that. But unfortunately, it has been like that because that is the way Nigeria has been set up. Let's go back again. Development, autonomy is a potent argument. It is a potent argument. And remember, I've given us the full meaning of autonomy. But people are still asking on Google, what does have autonomy mean? Independent of freedom, as of the will or one's action. The autonomy of the individual, the condition of being autonomous, self-government, or the right of self-government. The rebels demanded autonomy from Spain. We are not rebels. We are self-determination campaigner. We want a full... Look, there's a difference between restructure the country and a full autonomy. What we want is we want a full autonomy. Mr. Oluwafemi Sokwe, even here in United Arab Emirates, Sharjah, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Fujairah, Ajam, different policy have their own autonomy. Mokibabami Abiola Ikoye. Wani Ododoro. Yoruba, good morning. So we are not against our politicians, but what we are saying to them is, are we likely to get a rapid development? No, we should be development on a day. But we are not talking about just development now. We are concerned about who we are. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá, Taniwa. If we can first clear that out. Okay, let's put it this way. Let me ask this question. Is it likely, Moki, Mr. Yusuf Oluwafemi Martins, good morning. Is it possible that we will remain in Nigeria and in the southwest, we will dictate that Gbogbo language Tamama Loni southwest must be Yoruba, no more English? Is that possible? Moke Gbon mi Yemi Fatoke. Mote ka comment that Abdullah Moke ka was Orieto. Because I wasn't, because can you phone you for many comment, but I can now read it from the big screen there. I'm asking the question again. Ǹjẹ́ possible? Ǹjẹ́ ó ṣeé pé ká ṣì wà ní Nigeria, but kí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti Kwara títí dé Lagos State Yorùbá la gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ, no English in all the institution? Ṣé federal máa gbà yẹn? Tí Tinubu bá tẹ ìgbójú kúrò pé ó dẹ̀ máa ṣe lọ, ṣé kí ẹlòmíì máa dé ó tún máa possible? Mo kí Frank Dudu. I don't think it's going to be possible. Àfi tá bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa. Because in terms of ni pé ọmọ Igbo tó ń gbé láàrin wa ní Ondo State ó gbọ́dọ̀ máa communicate pẹ̀lú wa ní Yorùbá tó bá wá sínú báńkì wa, tó bá lọ sí ilé ọjà, tó bá lọ sí post office, tó bá transact within any of the local government. So it will be very difficult to have Yoruba language officially across every state in Yoruba land or southwest Nigeria. But this is going to be possible if we are in control of our own destiny. If we are taking control of our own destiny. And what do I mean by that? Àwa gangan la ṣe kíni la gba into jẹ́ tiwa padà. Because our government will say, yes, we will still have English, but language will become the official. Look, right now, English is the official language because there's 350 something different ethnicity in Nigeria. So to make it easy for every one of us, they decided that English in Kamafi communicate, or broken English, and some people understand, each of the other languages depending on where you are living in what is called Nigeria today. Yami Grammar Comfort Adeleni, if we stand alone, it is possible, but with these people around us, it is not going to be easy. Good morning, Ngozi Andrew. So this is why we are saying that let everybody go on their separate ways, but we can still be neighbors, we can still be friends, we can still have paths along the line with each other. So all these hatred, all these nepotism, all these marginalization that is taking place among each one of us, it will automatically reduce. We will no longer see anybody as they want to take our land. They want to take control of who we are, because we will be the one controlling who we are and anyone that wants to live with us. If you want to stay in the Yoruba land, you would then have to accept that you are in the Yoruba land based on what, I live here now in UK. I am not operating like a Nigerian in UK. I am operating as a resident person in this country with the rules of engagement. Well, yes, that is quite understandable. Mr. Tony B. Mr. Koiki, here in Belgium, where there's two major languages, French and Dutch, but at least that country, Belgium, has its own official language. Yoruba state does not have official language that is Yoruba. It is English. And that, in the near future, is going to start taking away our identity. So it is important that we do not shy away from saying this now, that we are a proud nationalist. Muki Matthias. Olugbenga Adelebigbe Kawasa. We should not be shy to say, well, we're Yoruba, we're nationalists. We should be proud. That's why I put on this. We're proud. There's nothing wrong to say, mo fẹ́ràn ìran mi. Does not mean that you don't love other people, but you must first love your own. That is why America comes first. The Yoruba must come first before anything else. And if we have our government in place, they will first talk about we, the people, the indigenous people, before any other person that is living with us or any other foreigners or expatriate that wants to live with us. The British come first. Until you become a full British citizen in this country, you are not likely to have access to certain things. I, Olayomi Koiki, I live in this country. Since I have been given my resident status, it says I am not allowed public recourse. Do you know what that means? I cannot go to the council and say, mo need kema fún mi lówó. They would like to see my resident status. That will be the same. So some of you that are concerned that, what about the people living with us? No, everything will be decided within the government plan. That will fall under immigration. I was looking at our immigration minister, no, Home Secretary we call it. She went to Austria and they signed a part. Let me see if I can pull that up. Because many people that are thinking that what happened to those that are going to be living with us, or those that are living currently with us, some are living, but no, you can't send everybody away. Okay, the Punch newspaper just picked it up. Northern group threatened to stop food supply to the south. We can't wait. We expect them to stop it now. I'm just reading that from Punch newspaper, and I'm going to be reading what the comment is. Let me first leave that open. I'm going to come back to what people are saying under the comment section. I just want to go back to my Home Secretary. It might be because the laptop is far away from me, because his son is sitting. Okay, Home Office. So let me go to the Home Office. So, and I'll tell you. So this is what's her name again? Sule Braveman. This week, Home Secretary. So we will also have our own Home Secretary in Yoruba land. We will have our own ministers, Tomajamo Yoruba, and every time they go out, they speak in Yoruba on our behalf. Not that they will not understand English, but the mode of our communication is going to be Yoruba. You go to our embassy around the world, by the time we have our own independent sovereign nation, you communicate in Yoruba. You go to anywhere in the territory, it's going to be Yoruba. So the Home Secretary went to Austria, Vienna. Yesterday, the Home Secretary, Sule Bergman, paid her respect to the victims of horrific Vienna terror attack in 2020 on its 3rd anniversary. When was the last time they would do all that in Nigeria? Omape 1 year missing the Owo attack. Are we going to see the same kind of respect for the dead in Yoruba land by the British High Commission? I don't know. We'll wait and see. These terrorists, murders, highlighted why we must work closely together with our allies to take on the global fight against terrorism. This is 8 hours ago, and I'm just going to retweet that in case you're on my Twitter. You can go and watch that or read that. Many Nigerians will still not understand that the present day Nigeria cannot protect us. Let us unbundle Nigeria, dismantle it, dissolve it, break it, come back to where we are as Omo Yoruba, Omo Luabi, and then protect, defend that territorial place called Yoruba land. Don't expect the Home Secretary to travel to Nigeria and talk about the killings of the terrorists. But it is easier for them to go to Austria. I mean, èèyàn mélòó ló pa l'Austria as compared to how many Nigerians have been killed this week alone? Yobe State, 48 hours between Monday to Tuesday, 40 people were killed by the terrorists. I'm not sure I heard the Home Secretary talked about it. Because as people, they still see us as animals. I'm sorry to use that word. We are not animals. We are the people. But the Yoruba people do not want to accept that. So you are waiting for the Home Secretary in UK to fly on the British Airways, touch down, and then travel to that region that is not safe in Ondo State to celebrate or talk about the Owo massacre. I am sure that if we go and look at the one that happened in Vienna, you realize that the one in Owo is even much more heavy than that. But that one doesn't get any global, outrage. Because we are not people to them. But our Lamawa proved we are people. We still want to have cordial relationship around the world with all the countries. But we will do that on our own terms and conditions as an independent country. So the question is, how many of you are preparing again to vote in 2027? Because I don't think voting is solving our problem. Maybe you are being told by the British that it will solve your problem. That is a complete nonsense. That is a complete nonsense if America is telling you that your vote counts. That is a complete lie. If France, Germany, China, any of these countries around the world tells you that you should go and be voting every 4 years, it will resolve our differences. It is a complete lie. It will never. So this is what some of us need to start understanding. Let's go back again to some of the comments under the Punch. Northern group threatens to stop food supply to Southwest. According to a few comments, I'm going to read them out. Success, Chika Odiri in Wela, a welcome development. Omoeledumari, let them stop it. We go see who go tire. Bigway Austin, when is the Southern group going to threaten to stop oil supply to the North? Typical Nigerian marriage. Now only man go they bring. The South will stop the supply of the oil to the North. Why the threat? Are you not getting paid for your products? I don't think this one knows what is going on. Onions and tomatoes. Okay. Another person say, now then go suffer and pass. Oh yeah, now we will stop supplying our produce too. Igbo have food. Northern Nigeria should do their wars. Una don't start in a madness again. Who hunger go kill? You guys underestimate the South. North should be eating their product alone now. They should go ahead. You are probably overpaying. No, this one is advert. The end of Nigeria is near. Eleni, please do. Wahala, Abego. So you can tell that many Nigerians, Mr. Lani Waju Taiwo, they should first try to stop the supply of arms and ammunition into the region by Boko Haram, which again is very, very important. Until the Yoruba people take back a full
autonomy
that says that the condition of being autonomous self-government or the right of self-government. The rebels demanded autonomy from Spain. What is an example of autonomy? Autonomy is the state of being self-governed or having the ability to make one decision independently of external control. As we speak today, the Yoruba people do not have full autonomy of the state that is being governed on behalf of our governors. We don't have it. Our colony, We don't have a full autonomy. We have governors, we have deputy, we have House of Reps, we have senators representing us in the Southwest, but they don't have a full autonomy. So what they do is they're just managing Nigeria on behalf of the West, the puppet. So until Bubomo Yoruba understand autonomy, you're just walking ghost in the country called Nigeria today. Because what we are all looking for is life. But that life seems to be restricted in the Nigeria today. The time is now 10 minutes past 5 a.m. Today is the 4th day of November 2023. We probably have just an hour roughly. Hopefully I can still push to 6, if not a little bit less. Probably maybe 5:30. I'm going to end the program. So I have just less than 15 minutes. I hope you've been enjoying the program. So I'm going to go back again to Dawn Commission. Regional integration and cooperation is a development imperative. Integration prescribes a compelling alternative roadmap for achieving social and economic development in hopes that successful models and best cases can evolve, which would then be copied or replicated across zonal boundaries. Regional integration will reduce duplication of effort among our states and will therefore provide basis for more efficient coordination. Southwest of Nigeria, or your state, or Osun State, Ekiti State. Good morning, my beautiful sister Eunice Uchechi. Yeah, I slept. I just woke up, some few hours ago, and I thought we should knock again some kind of awareness. At 5:30, I go back to bed. It is exactly 12 minutes past 5 a.m. in London, England, precisely where this broadcast is coming from. How are you doing, my sister, and how's the family? Thank you so much for joining us again. Regional integration will ensure monitoring of social and regional impact of structural adjustment policies. We have the best. My book says, I don't understand how people will have land, language, and culture and will not desire their own state. It's because our Mokiyame Grandma Ola Oduz Ekaboma. My brother, my book is because people don't understand and see the value of having their own independent, autonomous, being self-government. Everybody just wants to take the little out of the current state of what is Nigeria. Let me just be among them. Let me just be among the influencer. Maybe I should know somebody. If there's any problem, I should be able to have I don't have the phone number of any of my politicians in this country. I don't need it. I know they do a surgery. The member of parliament, we will probably call them senators. They have offices in different boroughs, and they have surgery. It's not like surgery that you just go there. You can tell them your problems and all that. So what we are saying is that yes, there's a current administration right now, but we should start talking about a total unbundle of Nigeria so that we can take back our full autonomy. And what allows us to have our independent country is very easy. According to the United Nations, you must have that territorial space. So that means wherever is called Nigeria today, which is somewhere right there, within that Nigeria, there's a map that already divides the Yoruba territory down. Even if some of you still want us to go into some other part of the other state, but let us first work with the one that is known among the United Nations as a map, which is Oyo, Osun, Ekiti, Ondo, Lagos, Ogun. I know you can start talking about what about Edo and all that, but the present Nigeria today has not presented Edo State as part of the Yoruba territory under international law, because Nigeria has given a map to the international community, and under that map they've changed a lot of things. And it's not just Nigeria. This is what the colonial did. Change the borders. It's not just in Nigeria, it's across Africa. That is why King Charles refused to apologize to the crime against humanity that was committed by his forefathers during the Mau Mau rebellion. Thousands of people were killed because they were asking for self-determination. They wanted their independence. The fight took 13 years between 1952 and 1960. I know history is not being taught in Nigeria. I know a lot of you are hungry, you want food, but the reason why you're struggling, and the bomb bastard northerners will be telling us that they would not bring food to Yoruba land. We were food sufficient as the regional government. Food sufficient. We were able to feed our people. To Yami Grandma Falashade Ojo Edebanki Grandma to one in now. We have grandmas that are in their 80s. Some of them should have gone back to our territory called Yoruba land. But even if you have the money, do you have the services in that contraction? Can you pick your grandma that lives abroad and go and drop them somewhere in Ijebu-Ode that doesn't have the services, even though you have the money? Even if Ogun State has some kind of private hospital, do they have the right services? I'm not saying that some hospitals don't have it, but Nigeria is not yet in that standard. So let me move swiftly because we're just about 15 minutes to the end of the program. Regional integration will help Southwest states reap economies of scale, expand market, and collectively exploit their resources. We cannot exploit our resources as at the Nigeria today, but what they are saying is that maybe if we have, a regional government or restructure Nigeria, because Oyo State has a lot of resources, just like Osun State, just like Ekiti State, Ondo State, Lagos State, Ogun State, Oyo State, just like any other state across the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But the problem is every of those resources is being controlled by the federal government. Even as Tinubu is there right now, he might probably put his eyes away and allow, quick regional development, integration, and probably just bypass certain things to favor our Yoruba. But that is just going to last for 8 years. The next government will pull that back again. Whatever Tinubu do right now, the only thing they cannot put back is the infrastructure that Tinubu would have to put in Southwest. But any other thing like, touching the resources that is under the federal whatever, according to the fraudulent constitution, they will stop that. Because the governors would not be allowed to do so. So Tinubu can look away right now. He's the president. He can look away with what is happening in Nigeria with certain things. But the next government might not. So I want you to start thinking of that. So regional integration will help the Southwest state reap economies of scale, expand market, collectively exploit their resources, and gradually raise the region's strength in global economy. The Yoruba can have a very strong, robust, trillion Yoruba currency economy in the future, far away from the current contraction you call Nigeria. But it can only be done when we have a full autonomy. My book says Tinubu just needs to look into that. Lasting regional governance for the sake of all tribes. Tony Eji say Edo be on their own because there was Benin Kingdom. Good morning, those of you that have joined us. The program is coming to an end in just a few minutes. Mrs. Comfort Adele say, if we stand alone, it is possible, but with these people around us, it is not going to be easy. The North should not be threatening every region about food. That is something that is even crazy. How can they be saying that we will stop bringing food and that means that you will all suffer when we have lands across other states? I mean, if we don't even have the land, UK doesn't have land. Most of the agriculture, look, I have to look for time again, but the winter is here now. And when winter is here, you know, it's kind of too cold for me sometimes to go outside. I got to take you again to Spitalfield Market. Do you know that half of the agricultural produce, Tanjani Louis, is imported into this country? How do you expect food to grow in this country with the weather where we dey inside? They say we don't need their food anymore. Not just their food. We don't even want to be in the same economy with them. We want to start talking about Yoruba economy. And if you're wondering where I've been reading this from, it's from the dawnCommission.org. So I'm going straight to the next one quickly. Strategy roadmap. Dawn provide the roadmap of plans and actions towards regional integration and cooperation amongst all the states of the Southwest region. It is both a document and a process. The roadmap seeks to restore deliberate thinking, planning, and acting together in critical areas of development possibilities. The objective is to merge strength, leverage cooperative and competitive advantages, encourage peer learning, and minimize duplication or multiplication of effort. The strategy roadmap serves as a guide for Dawn framework in Western Nigeria. You see the word that we're still having this Nigeria, these people have a very good, you know, I'm going to read your comment in a minute, Princess Ashake. Good morning from United Arab Emirates. Even the vegetables and fruit we eat here are imported. Yeah, everything is imported into Dubai as well, United Arab Emirates. Mokibabami Olaki _ more money. Ezekiel is Segu, good morning. We are almost there. They have a good roadmap, but something is still holding them back. That is the Nigeria that we are in. If we have this roadmap under regional government, trust me, we will be flying like a sky. Every airport in Yoruba land should be working 24/7. If I go to any airport right now, it is operating 24/7 because goods and services are being moved. Good morning, Mr. K. Baba. But literally, okay, when was the last time that Ekiti airport functioned? Remember they went to open it, they commissioned it, I don't know what they were doing, they just showed some buildings, and all these governors cannot do as much because even if they want to, just for argument's sake, Mokiyawa, Mrs. Akiyemi. I know some of you probably don't like my own utterances sometimes, and sometimes you enjoy it when I'm like this, I'm calm. But the reality is that country is dragging everybody backwards. Your politicians are becoming too powerful to be controlled. We thought the military were bastard. These politicians are even more criminals than the military time. I mean, we were thinking that the military were bastard, but we now realize that wow, some of them are clean, but the reality is that majority of them, look, I mean, there are some rules here as well. I can't just say a politician and I go and touch him. That would be totally wrong. I mean, we've seen people throw egg at Macron and all that. Those are just too extreme. But there are some things I can do with a politician here that they will cry. I cannot try that in Nigeria. I will be shot dead straight away if I try that. And I'm sure some of you have seen some of those videos of what I'm talking about, either from me or from any other journalist outside Nigeria. Sorry, I can't bring anybody in, and there's no calling in the program because it's not. So what we are trying to say, Adekunle Ramon, good morning. From Idiroko to Benin Republic to Togo to Libya to Liberia to Niger to Kenya. I think Kenya says it's going to allow Africans to come in now visa free. I don't even know why we need to get visa to go to any African countries. Killing in an African country. Africa should have opened up the market. Allow everybody to travel in and out. If you cannot get to Europe, at least go to Africa, another African country. If you can survive there for 3 years and come back to Nigeria, fine. So Nigeria is not the West. Look, let me say something. I know some of you look at us and say, Shele to consoro, you know the sorrow. I know you go and watch CNN and they'll be talking about analysis about Nigeria. Forget about all that too. All that nafabu is all lies. If you believe all that nonsense, is because that is the narrative that they are trying to. They can tell you that Nigeria is in the trajectory, Tinubu is there, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Yes, that is expected from them. But what about if we have separate, independent, autonomy country? We can start talking about trillions of, Yoruba currency, trillions of Biafra currency, trillions of Arewa currency, and all others as well. And don't come and tell me that, can we have even, what about the smaller ethnic groups? Gilberta is just 32,000 in population. You heard it very well, 32,000. And they have a better opportunity than you. Eshegoni, Egbomi, Olaki _ more money. I mean, we can do banter, we can curse each other sometimes. But we're in sorrow by. But at the end of the day, Moki Prophet, Olori, 2,000K, you are best and handsome. Shape him handsome by. Now the weather, don't let anything deceive us. But thank you so much for the accolades. I don't have any problem with those in support of APC. I mean, we can do banter, we can curse each other. But in reality is, I am better off, right? I mean, if I didn't know these, it's a different thing. Now that I know that, how can Gibata, 32,000 population, and they're doing very well. They can travel anywhere around the world because they have a very strong passport. Muki Iron Official. So, what I'm reading has been from the website of Dawn Commission, the strategy. The objective is to merge strength, leverage, competitive advantage, encourage peer learning, and minimize duplication or multiplication effort. The strategy roadmap serve as a guide for Dawn framework in Western Nigeria. It would have been Western Yoruba land. That would have been good. Moki Prophet Amosu Shegun. What God cannot do does not exist. I don't sit here and fight religion. I sit here to fight as an activist, journalist, father for humanity. I am 6,000 kilometers away from Nigeria. At some point, Tinubu lives in the UK as well. I was told Milton Keynes. The only difference now is after his own fight, he became the governor. After my... Oh, you're watching from Mozambique. You are from Mozambique or Gambia? No, I'm from Yoruba land. Currently southwest Nigeria. I'm not from Gambia. So, but the difference is, whatever we fight for now, we will not come back and say, in the near future, we want Nigeria again. Tinubu fought very hard as a member of the NADECO. He fought in his own little ways. Even at some point, he said, I do not believe in Nigeria. Tinubu has now changed the narrative. Emilokon. It's good to be ambitious, but I don't think my ambitions today will go back again to Nigeria. I would rather continue to stick to the right to self-determination, just like the Scottish people are doing, just like the Welsh people are doing. How long this will take, I don't know now. As long as we are not ready to go through the M1 route. And the M1 route, people say nobody knows what will be the final conclusion. Even during the M1, you will still have to come on the round table. So why then do we need to go through that route when we can decide our fate today? That does not disturb anybody that wants to be whoever you want to be within the different part of what it's going to be. The UK left European country. Their citizens, as I speak to you right now, they are still traveling to European countries because they love it. So even if we decide to have our own autonomy and independence, you can still have this relationship with your Igbo brothers or sisters that you probably have business with, but you still have, well, this is the Yoruba flag, so that is why you're looking at it. It's not Mozambique, it's not Gambia. So what you're looking at is our Yoruba, you know, whatever flag that you're seeing there. It's got nothing to do with Gambia. So what I'm just trying to explain to us is that it's a Yoruba flag. So this is our Oriolokun. This is part of our culture. Okay? So these sculpture, you know, are thousands of years older than what is called Nigeria. So it's not a Gambia or Mozambique flag. It's just our template Yoruba flag. And all this can still be changed and amended in the future. Does not mean this is going to be the final whatever we're going to use. It's just a temporary during the campaign. And on that note, I'll leave us again, and we will continue back with the Dawn Commission conversation probably whenever I'm out again. The only way you can know when I'm live is to follow all the platforms, from the Twitter to the TikTok to the YouTube. Sometimes you might not get notification. Is because these platforms are restricting my message. I have 500,000 followers on Facebook, but it has been reduced to almost nothing because the message is too strong for them. Nigeria will be dismantled. Nigeria will break. Nigeria will be dissolved. There will be disintegration. It's just a matter of when and how, and when, how. How is it going to happen? When? We wait and see. I know a lot of us pray certain things, but prayer without action is a lie. Those that knows freedom knows that you must defend it. And as Anthony Blinken said, somebody sent this to me from US yesterday, and I'm just going to read it and I'll play the anthem. I'm going to go. Blinken says, and I quote, while on his trip to Middle East there, obligation to self-defense belongs to every nation. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a very good morning. Enjoy the weekend wherever you are, and make sure you are very, very security conscious. Many of you that are planning to be traveling to Nigeria for Christmas, I am not here to tell you not to, but be security conscious. And that's all I can say. And on that note, I say, Onayola Masum. From here, from me, Odaro. Asiberu, Ashisha.